In requests for doing.
Hello, Alex.
Hey.
You're being recorded live.
Hey.
I'm here with Alex and Doug. How's it going? What's happening here today?
Well, we had some speakers earlier. It got the crowd riled up. You know, I talked a little bit on stage, and now we have the president. He's talking at the Ellipse, but we've got it piped in over the feed, I guess the internet feed here up on the big screen. And he's telling us a lot of stuff that we've heard over and over again. He's reminding the public, reminding the people that our leaders are failing us in Congress, that they're afraid to be called names, they're afraid to look like they're supporting President Trump. The media said so.
What state are you from?
Virginia.
Virginia. So now, a block away, the joint session of Congress is happening. If a Republican senator doesn't vote to do away with the election,
To object, yeah.
To object, what do you think should happen?
Well, I think that there's been overwhelming evidence provided in so many different formats and ways that any congressman or senator that doesn't think that there was some kind of irregularity that needs to be looked at from these seven states in question is just not paying attention or is corrupt. And either way, not paying attention means they're incompetent, and if they are paying attention and they're ignoring it, then they're corrupt. Those are grounds for termination in my book. So after the 6th, after today, we'll have a nice long list, or maybe a short list. I don't know. We'll see. But it'll be a list nonetheless of people that are in office that are not really representing the people, and they're going to go. 2022 is coming up fast, and I know I'm going to make it my point to do what I can to get these people gone. And the way we're going to do it is we're going to play the game the way they play it. And we're going to raise money, and we're going to fund candidates. We're going to fund corrupt GOP out. We're going to fund new people in. We have a new website, thegreatamericanpatriotparty.org. You go there. You can either donate, you can volunteer. We're going to build this organization nationwide, one state at a time, one candidate at a time.
Did you see the tweet last night from President Trump saying that Pence can do the right thing today? What if Pence doesn't do the right thing?
I've talked to a lot of attorneys that have speciality in constitutional law, and I think that Pence does have the right, according to the 12th Amendment, to declare. He's the last line of defense, so to speak. He's not doing it for his personal gain. He's doing it for the public. If he's truly a patriot, he will take those 7 states and he will send them back. He will throw them out. He will not count them. And let the Constitution either handle it the way it's supposed to be handled, like our forefathers predicted that they needed to be able to handle, or let the states, let them do it over. I personally feel that these 7 state legislatures caused this problem through inaction and laissez-faire attitude, and they need to clean this mess up. But if they can't do it, then we're going to let the Constitution handle it. And I think Mike Pence needs to step up. If Mike Pence is worried about his career in politics, if he doesn't do anything, if he does something, that is, he needs to worry about the fact that his career is over if he doesn't do anything about this now. We've got his back if he stands up for us. And so his only chance for a future career in politics is to do the right thing and stand up for the American people.
So tell me more about the Great American Patriot. Is it a party or is it a PAC?
Well, we're starting off with a political action committee, with a PAC, because a party itself is a relatively large organization. It's big bite to take, and so we're going to start this just like any other grassroots organization, and we're going to start small and we're going to grow it. We're going to focus. We're going to collectively garner the power of the people to focus that power on specific candidates, specific state organizational changes. California, for example, is a complete disaster. Their GOP is completely at fault for why that state has been blue for so long, and we're going to target them. We're going to get change in the rules at the state legislature level. We're going to get changes We're going to get attorney generals, new attorney generals put in. We're going to get new governors put in. We're also going to get new candidates to run. And I think that the part of the biggest problem we have in government today is the career politician. Nobody goes to school and asks, what do you want to be when you grow up? And they, I want to be a politician. They want to be a fireman, or they want to be a policeman, or they want to work in a company. They want to start a company. Businessmen, people that have really been out there making this country great, need to get now involved in the running of the government. And I think that's an important thing. Not everybody is suited for politics, obviously, but I think there's a lot of folks. And I think President Trump has definitely illustrated that industry and businessmen, leaders that have been leading this country up to this point, need to step up now and get into Congress, get into government, and stop playing this politics game. I don't believe in politics. I've hated politics all my life. I think politics is a nasty business. But public service is a very admirable job, and I think there's a lot of value there that we need to garner from some of the people that aren't getting involved and need to be involved.
So my favorite thing that you do is run the AmFests. So what's next for AmFest?
So we're going to have our AmFest again this year. We're going to keep doing what we do. Part of what AmFest is about is not just educating people, but it's allowing for a platform for free speech. But it brings people together. It's a festival, right? It's not we're not so focused on any one particular issue, but we're allowing people to discuss a lot of different issues. But I think the byproduct of that, and you guys are a good example of that, is meeting new people across the country, making connections, networking, and learning, like for example, what's going on in California, what's going on in Michigan, what's going on in New York, and people that are in some of these blue states that feel suppressed, like they can't talk. I know in New York it's really bad. I've been to MAGA meetups in New York where people were like, don't take a picture of me because if my boss sees it, I'll get fired. And that's got to stop. But these people also need to realize that they have options. They've got friends. And, some people came to me and said, Alex, I couldn't believe it, but I'm with people that I can talk to about stuff and agree with, have similar values to me. We don't have to agree with everything 100%, right? But I think 80% of the things that most people feel are important, people agree on. And that's, your family and safety and security and economic jobs and, all these things that are people all agree with these things. But focusing on these little 20% things that divide us, racism and gender equality and all this other stuff. I think the country has actually grown out of some of this stuff, and the narrative makers have tried to rekindle it to divide us again.
Okay, so just run through all your social media and websites and all your websites for all the different things.
So AmericanPriority.com is our AmFest website. Our social media for that is AmFest_USA. The new site that's going online today is the GreatAmericanPatriotParty.org, and we really want people to start volunteering. We want to know who wants to get out there and work. We're not asking everybody, don't just give us money. Obviously, we need funds to be able to do some of the things we want to do, but we need people. We need a ground game. We need people in every state. We're going to need people that want to work and volunteer their time. We want people that want to run for office. We want people that want to affect change. But we really want people that want to take their power back. We've seen how corrupt both parties are today. It's not about Republicans and Democrats anymore.
What's the difference going to be between the Great American Party and the Tea Party? Is there going to be any difference, or are you going to have the similar goals?
We're going to be focusing on constitutional issues. We believe in law and order. I mean, that's the real thing that makes us all equal. Okay, if everybody is held accountable to the Constitution, makes us all equal. Laws make us all equal. Gives us the parameters that we need to live our lives and work and interact with folks. I think we need to get back to the basics. Some of this esoteric, dealing with the past. The past is what it is. It's the past. The future is the thing we have control over today. We can't change the past, and you can't fix the past by overcompensating in the future. So I think that, you know, we've seen here today, I've seen black people, I've seen white people, I've seen Asian people, I've seen men, I've seen women, I've seen people from all parts of the world come together.
People here, I've seen people from China, from Australia, from Canada, from Germany. I mean, there's been a whole slew of people here.
People are tired of being manipulated. People are tired of being lied to. Our power is us. Don't use us for your own gains.
Right.
And that's the thing that the Great American Patriot Party is going to focus on. We're not going to be focusing on, you know, a lot of the minutia that divide us. We're going to be focusing on the things that really make us equal and make us a very powerful nation.
Well, Alex, thank you.
All right, cool.